World War III has never been closer than it is right now. We need to clean house of all of the warmongers and America Last globalists and the deep state, the Pentagon, the State Department, and the national security industrial complex. One of the reasons I was the only president in generations who didn't start a war is that I was the only president who rejected the catastrophic advice of many of Washington's generals, bureaucrats, and the so-called diplomats who only know how to get us into conflict, but they don't know how to get us out. For decades, we've had the very same people, such as Victoria Nuland and many others just like her, obsessed with pushing Ukraine toward NATO, not to mention the State Department support for uprisings in Ukraine. These people have been seeking confrontation for a long time, much like the case in Iraq and other parts of the world, and now we're teetering on the brink of World War III. And a lot of people don't see it, but I see it, and I've been right about a lot of things. They all say Trump's been right about everything.
All right, I want to start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai, double honors to the apostles and the elders of great millstone that taught me this truth. And a sincere peace, blessings, and salutations to your Hakim across the four corners of the earth, pushing this knowledge and truth and this sincerity. It's Brother Barzal from the GMS Arizona Camp, Lord will, with another quick lesson to edify. Okay. As you saw in the clip, you had Donald J. Trump saying that we're as close as we've ever been to a nuclear war. Okay. And is this not what the prophets have been out on the highways and byways warning of, that these things will come to pass? Okay. And they will. Now, you Americans that are, settled on your leads and comfortable here in America, and you think America's the superpower and the safe. Guess what? Well, these nuclear missiles that the Lord has prepared, which are the Lord's army. Okay, these missiles are prepared to destroy this place, to destroy America, Babylon the Great. That fire is being prepared for you Americans, and 2/3 of our people that are here in America. You're all going to be destroyed. The only ones that's going to come out of this here in America, in this land, is 1/3 of the elect of the nation of Israel, consisting of you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. So the Lord is getting ready to bring a great nuclear destruction to pass, just as Donald J. Trump mentioned in his video. Okay, and World War III is getting ready to come to pass, and the nuclear fire, okay, that is going to come upon this earth is primarily going to happen here in America. America is going to be wiped off the face of the earth to where nothing is going to be left. It's just going to remain a perpetual desert, man. That's going to be left as a monument for generations as to what happens when you go against Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. Revelations 11:14, it says the second woe is past. And the word woe goes into destruction. Okay, it says, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. Okay, and what did Donald J. Trump say? He said, hey, we're as close to nuclear war as we ever been before. And he's right. We're very close to the time of World War III, which is going to be a war with burning and fuel of fire. Okay. Isaiah 9:5, it says, for every battle of the warrior is with confused noise and garments rolled in blood. But this is referring to the Third World War, this final battle, okay, this final woe shall be with burning and fuel of fire. burning in fuel of fire. Why? Because of the nuclear missiles that are going to be shot from the ends of the earth. You see? Isaiah 54:16, it says, "Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire." These are the nuclear scientists that the Lord put the spirit on to be able to split the atom to create these killing machines, these nuclear missiles. And now you have nations, you go back a few decades that didn't have nuclear weapons, that they now have them. They now have the nuclear technology, where those are the smiths that blow up the coals in the fire. It says, "And that bringeth forth an instrument for his work." That instrument is referring to the nuclear missiles, for the work of the Lord. This is what's going to manifest the great destruction that's prophesied to come to that great horde of Babylon the Great. Right? It says, "I have created the waster to destroy." All right? That waster to destroy, again, referring to the nuclear missiles, man. So, again, you American people, when you start to hear this type of rhetoric, coming out of the mouths of the presidents, being put out there in the mainstream media, hey, you should be very afraid. You should be very afraid, because this rhetoric is ultimately going to become your reality. And there's going to be no escape. I mean, there's going to be a handful of very elite, well-to-do individuals that are going to go hide deep underground and make it through this destruction, only to be the first slaves in the captivity, the first slaves in the kingdom of heaven, the first slaves in our kingdom, the kingdom of the Israelites, that's going to follow after the destruction of America, Babylon the Great, and the kingdom of Esau, Edom. All right? So they still don't win, even though they feel that they escape. They're still going into captivity, and they're going to serve a hardcore captivity for 1,000 years. Okay? Now you tell me what else can do this but a nuclear missile. This is Zechariah 14:12. It says, "And this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem." All right, and Jerusalem is a people before it's a place. It says, "Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth." All right, what's gonna do that? The fervent heat of a nuclear missile gonna literally burn people and incinerate people while they stand upon their feet, man. Brothers always refer to that movie, I believe it's Terminator, where Sarah Connor was hanging on that fence and her flesh was just consumed away from the destroying wind, okay, that comes as a result of the detonation of a nuclear weapon, of a nuclear missile. And we saw the rhetoric from Vladimir Putin, and how he's no longer, renewing a treaty, a nuclear arms treaty, with America, and he's readying, certain nuclear weapons in his arsenal. He got them on, combat ready mode. All of these things are signs, okay, that we are in that time. And we pray to Yahweh Shema Shai that he brings these things to pass, so that, we can get out of here. So that we can get out of here, man. So again, it says, Zechariah 14:12, "And this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord shall smite all people that have fought against Jerusalem." Okay, that plague is the nuclear fire. It says, "Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth." That's going to be as a result of a nuclear detonation. This is what's coming to America. Those arrows are going to be shot across the four corners of the earth. Real quick. This is 2 Ezra 16:13. It says, "For strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow. His arrows that he shooteth are sharp and shall not miss." Now these arrows are referring to the nuclear ICBM missile, okay? Intercontinental ballistic missile that's going to be shot, from the ends of the earth. These other countries are going to shoot their weapons at America, okay? The scriptures talk about how there's going to be 200 million warheads that's going to hit this place. So much so that the whole earth is going to rock to and fro like a drunkard. The level of destruction that's getting ready to take place, that the Lord is going to bring to pass, has never before been seen on this planet Earth. Nuclear weapons hadn't been used. So not only are you going to have now nuclear detonations taking place on this planet Earth, but you're going to have 200 million detonations that's going to happen here in America alone. You can't even fathom the level of destruction that's going to bring. We understand the level of destruction that a single nuclear weapon can bring. Russia got that Satan II missile that can take out the whole landmass of Texas. One single missile. So what is 200 million warheads going to do? What does that kind of destruction look like? Well, hey, you people here in America are getting ready to see. Y'all going to find out. All right? It says his arrows that he shooteth are sharp, not meaning, sharp in the sense that, you touch them to a point, it could prick your hand. It's talking about precision. Okay? They're going to hit their targets. That's why it says, and shall not miss when they begin to be shot where? Unto the ends of the world. You see that? So this is what's getting ready to take place. This is the understanding on the truth of the Bible. The Bible speaks about these things coming to pass. The Bible speaks about these things in end time prophecy. See? Revelations 9:15, it says, and the 4 angels were loose, which were prepared for an hour and a day and a month and a year for to slay the third part of men. All right. And the Lord has everything set for his particular time. Now, the third part of men, you got the sons of men, the sons of God, and the sons of the wicked. Okay, so it's talking about destroying the sons of the wicked, the third part of men. It says, and the number of the army of the horsemen were 200,000. That's why, look at it in the NLT to the right. I heard the size of their army, which was 200 million mounted troops. This is talking about the 200 million warheads that's going to drop on America. You see, and it says, and I heard the number of them back in the KJV. All right. Now, if you keep reading down in Revelations 9, it explains it. And you can clearly see that these are nuclear missiles. I'll read verse 17. It says, and thus I saw the horses in the vision, and them that sat on them, having breastplates of fire and jacinth and brimstone, and the heads of the horses, because horses represent power. Those missiles, they're very powerful. They had a propulsion that does what? At the head of it, it carries the nuclear warhead, the payload. It says, and the heads of the horses were as the heads of lions, and out of their mouths issue fire and smoke and brimstone. Now you can just paint it in your, a picture in your mind. You can see and envision exactly what I'm saying. You could easily see the breastplates of fire. Okay, the heads like lions representing that power. Okay. And out of the mouths issue fire, smoke, and brimstone. It's a nuclear missile. For those that have eyes to see, it's easy to see it. It's undeniable. And there's 200 million of them that the Lord has prepared in his army, to destroy this place for its wickedness. We're going to close it out in Revelations 8:18-8. It says, I'll start at verse 7. It says, how much she have glorified herself and liveth deliciously. This is talking about America. So much torment and sorrow give her. For she have said in her heart, I sit a queen and am no widow and shall see no sorrow. Because the pride that's built up in this place is that it will never fall. Verse 8 says, therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire. For strong is the Lord power who judgeth her. All right. Verse 9, and the kings of the earth who committed fornication and lived deliciously with her. Because all these other nations, man, they rinsed themselves, okay, off of this place. Okay, they're able to be made wealthy off of the wealth of America. Okay, so it says, shall bewail her and lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning, standing afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, alas, alas, that great city, Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come. So the Lord is going to destroy America in an hour. Okay. In an hour. It ain't going to take long, man. I'm going to just grab this. I'm going to jump down to verse 16. It says, and saying, alas, alas, that great city that was clothed in fine linen and purple and scarlet and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls. For in 1 hour so great riches is come to naught. And every shipmaster and all the company and ships and sailors and as many as trade by sea stood afar off and cried when they saw the smoke of her burning, saying, what city is like unto this great city? See that? They're going to know that it's over for them. Okay? You know, Babylon the Great is going to be destroyed in an hour by way of thermonuclear missiles, and everything in it is going to be destroyed and consumed with fire. Okay? And the wicked of our people, you Israelites who refuse to repent, Yahweh Shem Shai is gonna make sure that you have your place in that lake of fire. You heathen, okay? You're gonna receive double, okay? Unto you for all that you've done to the nation of Israel. If you over here in America, when this World War III pop off and these missiles begin to be shot, you're going to be destroyed with it. You're going to have your place in that lake of fire, because the lake of fire, contrary to popular belief, is going to be the land of America burning from thermonuclear destruction. There's no place on the ground with a red man with a pitchfork that is the location of the lake of fire. No, that's going to be here in America when the nuclear destruction takes place. And it's close. That's why we had this type of rhetoric going on, man. Okay? And you saw the imagery, man. People can't even fathom what the destruction is getting ready to look like. But those stars are going to fall from heaven, man. Meaning the nuclear missiles are going to drop on this place, 200 million. And it's going to be utterly destroyed. It's going to become a perpetual desert and a monument for all the nations to see, to understand what happens when you go against Yahweh Shem Shai. So with that, and Lord willing, this was edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, double honors unto the apostles and the elders, a great millstone of peace to the hopeful elect. Until next time, Shalom.